Good afternoon and welcome back. This is Bob Bockelman, and as you can see, we're doing another subdivision of our show called Artist Revue. We've really been getting some good feedback on this, so we've decided that rather than strictly randomize it as it's been before, that we're going to try and commit to one artist per month. So that way, and I can't guarantee what week it's going to be, but because again, many times it depends on the unavailability of a restaurant, as restaurant being our primary show. But as you see, we're starting to develop a whole new introduction for it, so perhaps by the next time we have an artist on, you're going to really see a new slick look with its own music, etc. So you'll know what you're watching right up front. We don't like to confuse you by showing a restaurant and then flipping the artist at the last minute. Anyway, well, enough about all that. We are pleased. We're in almost the middle of May, so that normally is a hot summer for New Orleans, and this May has been kind of unpredictable. We've had some delightful days and then some very hot days, but soon it's going to settle in and be nothing but hot. So hopefully you'll stay with us during your sojourn. What we're going to do today is bring a new artist to you today. She's in studio with several pieces of her work, and without any more my gabbing, let's go ahead and introduce Miss Natasha Sanchez. Welcome to the show, Natasha.
Thank you.
Great. I met Natasha at the Ferret Festival, whatever it's called. As you know, as part of our recovery, there are 17 zones, and part of those neighborhood zones are the introduction of these festivals. Some of them basically were in existence before, but maybe not as organized, not as sequential and separate dates. What they've done is tried to set them up so they won't conflict. And the Ferret Market, which is my neighborhood, is the first Saturday of each month. Now this month it was a week later because there was Jazz Fest, which of course put everything back. But if you're not familiar with it, it is on Ferret Street. Runs sometimes down the side street, sometimes down Ferret for a few blocks. And it's a combination of not just artists, but food, wearables, information, services, music, bands all day. So it really is a great treat, and it's free just to walk up and down, see all the sights, and listen to the music. So I encourage you to certainly attend that one or any of the others, and we'll talk a little bit more if we have time about some of the others. But let's go ahead and talk to Natasha and find out more particulars about her. First of all, tell us, are you a native?
Yes.
Great. We're always pleased to have that. And when did you first pick up a camera?
I first picked up a camera. I got my first SLR, 1999. My first traditional camera.
So you weren't a babe, like 4 years old, and you started fooling around?
No, I always had the interest in photography.
Okay.
And I'd always taken pictures, and it had always been a big part of my life. But I didn't start to study it until 1999. I got a Minolta X370, which is still my camera today.
Beautiful.
And learned from there.
Now, did you evolve? A lot of different artists go from one medium to another as they search for what their real gift or meaning is. Did you have such a trek, or did you, like you say, just jump into photography when you were ready?
When I was ready, I definitely jumped into it. I sort of incorporated it along the lines of my life, where I go my background in school.
Please, tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, I have a history degree and a minor in geography. So my main course in life was studying people, studying the landscape, environment, things like that. That's what I was interested in. Having said that, I graduated college, I got my degrees, and proceeded to work in the film industry. And it was the film industry that started photography, because I started to really study light, things like that. And working on films definitely pushed me that way.
Well, that must have been a great asset.
Yeah, it was great. It literally started because the director of photography on different films would hire me just to take pictures of the changing light. So I was the PA just standing in front of the building, every 15 minutes taking a picture. But that's how I learned, and that's what piqued the interest. And so I got the camera, but I'm also at the same time I had started to learn guitar, so I'm also a musician, and I started writing more songs and learning guitar. coinciding with the whole photography thing. And
Wow.
yeah.
Usually it's one and then drop one and go to another.
Right, but I did it the same because they ended up two different mediums, but I do the same thing. Songs that I write are simple, descriptive songs that are portraits and of a moment of time, maybe. And the photography that I do a lot of portraits, I do a lot of landscapes, and but it all ties in together. It all becomes the same thing. So,
and we're going to get a chance when I heard just a moment before the show started that she was a musician. She was kind enough right away. As you know, we are always having trouble lately getting musicians for the Restaurant Revue show. So she's graciously going to grace one of our shows in, so you can hear as well how musically inclined, and hopefully we'll be able to see the linking of the two together. So watch for that one day as well. All right, so let's see what else we might ask about. So now, in photography, like some people are, diehards, and black and white is the only medium. It'll be like that for infinitum. I notice you do have a lot of black and white work, but I think I also saw some color. Can you tell us what are your thoughts on that? Is it just what teaches you to say I'm going to do a color photo versus a black and white?
Well, first of all, I shoot film. Everything I shoot is 35 millimeter film. And when I started, I obviously shot a lot of color because that's what I was used to, just having grown up. But I learned photography backwards, really, through printing.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a traditional printer, and I picked up, black and white film and started shooting black and white film, and printing became more of my passion, really. I mean, it's pretty equal, I would think, but I love to print. So part of the reason why I have so many black and white images is because I love to print, and I know when I take the shot, I know what I can do with it later. And color, I don't print myself, but I still shoot it, and obviously it has certain things are just meant to be in color or something like that.
Do you ever shoot the same subject matter in both?
I do sometimes. Sometimes I do, and
trying to
it's kind
pick
of in
your
the
mind
head.
to see if someone can understand how what makes you, especially